Okay, we're ready.
It is, really?
Okay.
I think with this schools and
It is 7 o'clock. Let's call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is roll call. Director Pierce has an excused absence. And Director Oliphant also has an excused absence. Other than that, everybody is here. We have, for staff, we have Mitch Waterman with us tonight, and I believe that's going to be it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The purpose of this meeting is to approve some minutes from the last board meeting that are required to be done in order to fulfill a requirement for one of our bankers for the loan purposes. And while we're here, I wanted to give provisional approval to all of the 2018 members of committees so that they could legally operate until the next meeting when we will recharter all of those committees. I do know that Communication does have a meeting coming up.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, okay. Okay, adoption of agenda. Does anybody want to make any changes or additions or anything? Seeing nothing, let's just approve the agenda by acclamation. Announcements, please.
Yeah, there is one. For the three of you that are sitting out there.
For the video audience.
Oh, for the video audience, there's a jazz concert this weekend, 3 o'clock, right here in the dance barn. Please come.
What time is that?
3
3
o'clock.
Thank you. Anything else?
I believe it's time for everyone to take in their signs from the recent elections. And so signs not taken in, security will be collecting signs and depositing them at a recycle bin starting, I believe, tomorrow night.
Is that an offer to have staff do it instead of the
No, I
actual
prefer
owner?
that people, you put it out, you take it in, but those not taken in will be disposed of. If you don't want to retain your trophy.
Never had a sign, sorry.
Okay, any other announcements? Yeah.
Quick one, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of my sisters and brothers in arms who have served our nation as veterans, this being Veterans Day this coming Monday.
This weekend.
And of course, on Saturday, the 10th, is the Marine Corps birthday, so hoorah.
Hoorah.
Hooray. Thank
Go
you, Eric.
Army.
Anybody else? Seeing no further announcements, we do have some property owners here. If anybody would like to make some comments, please come up to the podium and do so. Please give your name and location, whether,
Nope.
over here. Yes, that's the camera. You are now on camera, okay?
I'm okay. Hi.
Yes.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Terry Fisher. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I have a place out in off of Lake Louise that we've had for 36 years now, and we've been Sun Valley property owners here for that much time. And anyway, I was very active during the Ford Change movement out here, and trying to get the community voice back. And now our lawmakers themselves have put us in really in a bad situation. And I'm a little bit worried about where we're going. And I'm going to start attending these meetings, and I hope we come to a resolution so that all of our community can agree where we're heading. The dues increase was voted down in my mind. Democracy, if democracy had prevailed, we wouldn't be talking about this large increase. And there's a number of people out there that can't afford it. And anyway, I'm going to do my darndest. I just retired. Do my darndest to get these lawmakers to see what they've done and change that law again. And some of you who are lawyers have got to think, wow, this is not constitutional. This is wild the way we're voting now. I mean, why not just throw out the vote? I was so, I'm going, you know, my vote doesn't matter. And I'm pretty upset about that. And going forward, we'd love to keep living here. But, you know, if it starts, the word starts getting out and people start moving out, then you know, we'll probably do the same. Just let you all know. And it's hit me pretty hard, my family, and I just wanted to let you know that. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else?
Hi, my name's Sam Shayan. I live at 1 Whistling Swan Place. And I hadn't planned on speaking tonight, but I figured I should say something. I was running for the board, and I would like to thank everyone for voting for me. I was really surprised I got that many votes since I wasn't very active in my campaign. There was actually probably twice the votes I thought I would get, so people were paying attention to what I was saying and appreciate it, and I appreciate that they were listening. So thanks for that. And also, thank you to the residents around Sudden Valley Drive when we were out flagging this summer and doing the tree trimming. It's pretty amazing that the people adjusted to us being out there blocking their way in the morning and interrupting their coffee and their drive headed out, and then everybody seemed to take notice of what we were doing and slowed down and started waving, and I was waving, and I really actually got to wave at a lot of the people out here in Sudden Valley, and their smiles made a difference in standing out there staring at trees all day waiting for traffic at times, because that was their job, just to make sure that the guys were safe while they were trimming. And so I'd like to put out a little thank you to all the residents that took the time to wave and smile out there, because it really made a difference. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Good evening. My name's Arthur Miller, and I live at 6 Lookout Mountain Lane. Wow, it's been a while since I've been up here. Some of you may remember I stood before the board over a year ago and reminded the board to be mindful of wasting money and gave some ideas on how to save it. To date, all I've seen and heard was inaction and more wasteful spending. This year, our state passed a law that allowed a budget that was rejected by well over half of the ballots turned in to be accepted. You have your money. Now's the time for action, results, and responses. In 2 years, the 17-odd potholes leading up to my house have not only gone worse, but the marina's parking lot has not been repaired. Last time I went there, I nearly hit my head on my car roof. To my knowledge, there is no upkeep to the numerous parks within Sun Valley that have been maintained to any degree that's considered acceptable to the residents that frequent them. Over the next 6 months, I'll be coming to every one of these meetings, and I want to see a plan. I want to know how my money is being spent. You have the funds now to fix the majority of the issues that plague us now, and I want a timeline and action. I also want to see monthly logs for maintenance. I have maybe seen them 3 or 4 times in 2 years. I want to know what they do all month, what do they spend the money on that we give them. I, like many others, would like to know where our money is going and what use it's being put to. Many people believe that this HOA is an investment. I'm extremely picky where I invest my money, and where I do invest it, I need to see a return. And to date, I have not seen much of a return on my investment. Last, I want to remind the board, as well as everyone here and watching the recording, the real estate market can turn on us. If significant progress is not made, then people might leave the valley and sell their house at a loss, causing a downturn in property values. There is also social media, and the news will get out to Bellingham and to the rest of the county. Not many people are going to want to come back here with decreasing values. I do not like the idea of selling at a loss or having my property values decrease. But this association has taken the responsibility of protecting our property values. I implore the board to finally take action and take our money and put it to use. Fix the marina, fix our roads. Put the people of this valley first. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other comments? Okay, let's move on to the board member comments. Anybody? Okay. Briefly, please.
During this last year, Maple Leaf Park was completely taken apart and put back together.
I'm sorry, it was Huckleberry.
Huckleberry Park. Huckleberry Park was completely taken apart and put back together. And the park maintenance has been fairly rigorous and quite steady this whole year. During this year, the marina parking lot was scraped as soon as the season allowed us to do it, and the potholes were filled in and they were maintained. Were you on that? Okay. They were maintained. We now are able to add fines to that. We are also rebuilding the spit, which started, and it's been announced and it's coming out in the paper now. And road maintenance was extensive this year. I believe that we are executing what we told the members we were going to do for maintenance, and it's being completed.
Okay. We do present a full GM's report at the last board meeting of each month, and I think that we need to start focusing more on the actual things that we are accomplishing and fold in, okay, here's what we're going to be doing for the next 3 months or whatever. Okay. Okay, continuing business and voting, there is no continuing business. The new business is approval of the 10/25/18 board minutes, which are attached to the agenda. And as I said, these approval of these minutes is required for funding for our loan. So have you had a chance to review these minutes? Does anybody have any corrections?
Do we want to do that before moving to approve?
Why don't you go ahead and move that?
I would move to approve minutes as submitted.
Second.
Okay, so
And,
do you have comments about
and
that?
I do.
Okay, go right ahead.
My issue is on page 7, line 257. Actually, lines 257 and 269. Ratification by the board at the orientation as presented on page 57. I would,
250, okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay, there we go, yeah. Okay,
I don't believe that we wanted to approve them at the board orientation session.
I think that this reflects the motion as it was made, whether or not we wanted to do that. This is what we did at the meeting.
I don't believe so.
That was not the motion?
Not
What was the motion?
The motion would have been to, according to my memory, approve the board meeting dates pending ratification by the 2018-2019 board at its first meeting.
This
rather
was
than the
what was in the agenda. This is the way it was phrased, and I do not recall that we changed the wording at that meeting. We can go back and listen to it if you'd like.
If I believe that
I don't know
if,
that, knowing what I know now, this may not have been accurate for us to have done it this way, but it's what we did at the meeting, and the minutes do reflect what actually happened.
I guess my problem was that we can't ratify anything at an orientation meeting.
That's exactly correct, and we did learn that after this meeting was over.
Okay, so then we can
And so
correct
that is why we have the
at
second
another-
item on the agenda tonight.
Okay. Then I understand.
Yeah. Anything else?
This would not stop me from approving these minutes.
You believe the minutes are accurate, and that's all we're looking for. Sarah?
Just a small thing on page 6, line 213, committee spelled wrong.
I'm sorry, page 6, line what?
213.
213. I got my numbers on these pages
Oh, it's actually on
crossed up
page.
here. There's
Oh, yes.
6 and 7. Okay, line 213, that is very specific. Committee reports and voting is necessary? Yeah, okay. Let us spell it correctly. You're right. Any other comments?
Call the question?
Okay, is there any objection to that? Then let us approve the minutes as presented. Scrivener's errors like spellings, I don't consider amendments to a motion. Okay, the second item on the agenda is provisional approval of all 2000.
Do you need to vote on that?
Are we going to vote?
Yeah, let's vote, okay? All those in favor? That's unanimous. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Did
he
you
was
wanna-
up.
Yeah, I was up.
You did have it up, okay. By the time I looked, your hand was down. Okay, that is unanimous. And then we go on to correcting what it was that Eric had concerns with in the minutes themselves. Provisional approval of all 2018 committee members so that they are able to continue doing business until our meeting next week. And I know that that affects the communication committee, and I don't know if there are other committees that will be meeting between now and then. So, would anybody like to make a motion to approve the existing membership on all?
I would make the motion to approve continuation of existing ad hoc committee charters and the current members until our next board meeting when we establish new charters.
Second.
Is seconded?
And we do have a second. Okay. Any other comments?
Call the question.
If no one has any comments, then let's call the question. All those in favor? It seems to be unanimous. And with that, my reminder to pick up campaign signs and move forward. I will see you here, same place,
Move to adjourn.
next week.
Second.
And we adjourn at 7:18. Thank you.
A record.
Did Sarah?
Okay.